Hello, everybody. So the balance changes are here, and the nightmare is over. Thousand Sons have been just dealt a massive sweep of nerfs. So we're gonna go through them bit by bit. I have the patch notes open for me right now. So one of the first huge changes is Magnus no longer gives shield. His ability is just straight up just deal damage now. So no shielding his units. That is gone. The next thing to get nerfed is Recon going down to a 1-3 from a 2-3, and their ability costs went up by 1. So now it's going to cost you 2 Psychic Energy to draw a card. So, yikes. Psychic Energy just became a lot more expensive. Let's see. Next up is Cabal. They went up to a 3-2 from a 2-2, but they've gone down to Psyker 1, so they're not going to generate nearly as much Psychic Energy anymore. That's a pretty big change. One of the biggest changes, Crossbreed Lore does not draw a card anymore. That is a gigantic hit. This is just 3 mana for 3 Psychic Energy. So this card might go down to a leave it at home sort of thing. That's huge. Yikes. Let's see what else got hit. Rhino. Its ability now costs 2 Psychic Energy instead of 1 to draw on a Stardust from your deck. So that's also another huge hit. So it looks like they're trying to make Psychic Energy a lot more expensive, which is fine. Let's see who is next. Or he is down to Psyker 1, but otherwise unchanged. So once again, we're seeing Psychic Energy generation really just kind of going down across the board, and the cost of it really going up across the board. Next thing to get hit, Witchfire. It's now deal 2 to 5 damage instead of 3 to 5. So now Witchfire has a higher possibility to kind of fizzle a little bit. So you could hit 2 and 3 a lot more often than you will 4 and 5. Well, in theory. Well, at least it's not going to hit like 5 like all the time anymore, especially since just in the previous patch they redid the algorithm for RNG concerning psychic abilities, so it did turn out that they were rolling extremely high prior, and that was bugged. So oof. Let's see what else happened. Book of Magnus went up to 5 cost, so Book of Magnus getting a lot more expensive for everybody. Let's see. Ahriman's Cabal, they went down to Psyker 1 from Psyker 2, so that's another, just indication that Psychic Energy getting a lot more expensive. Let's see. Astral Warfare took a hit. It is now at 2 to 5 damage from 3 to 5, so its damage, its capability to not hit so just extremely hard has definitely dropped down a little bit. That's quite interesting. Dreadnought no longer has Psyker 1 and is just deal 1 damage now. So it's not even 1 to 2, it's just 1. That's it. It's not going to ping for anything higher. So I don't know if this like kills lash combos entirely, but it's definitely going to it's really going to hurt the dynamic of it altogether. Like I don't think it's going to come back. Scarab Occult, they got a nerf. They're now Psyker 1, and their ability costs 3 instead of 2. So, yeah, these are some huge hits. And the final one, because I know everybody's wondering, well, what about, what about our Lord and Savior Phosis? Well, Phosis did take a hit. Psychic Barrier now deals 1 damage to your Warlord when this goes down. So, when you're playing as Phosis, yeah, this is going to be quite difficult to manage, because now you're going to be constantly dealing some damage to yourself, which does make burn options a little bit stronger against him. Now, granted, do I think that this is the end of Phosis? No. I think now Phosis really needs Horned Raiment and, I don't know, maybe Manifest Destiny? So I think these cards in particular are really going to be extremely important for him. So I don't think Phosis is entirely like dead and gone out of the game. Yeah, so those are the big nerfs. That the biggest winner right now seems to be Ahriman because he hasn't been touched, and precognition has become one of their more valuable assets. This means that Ahriman is probably one of the more capable building up psychic energy to do some shenanigans with things like Kagori Dreadnought and Scarab Occult. So this is a very interesting. This is very interesting nonetheless. Yeah, but it looks like Thousand Sons took a gigantic hit. So what do I think is going to come from them? It's hard to say. Because psychic energy has become a lot more expensive to use from units, and generation of it has seemingly gone down across the board. While it's not impossible that Lash combos won't still happen, because Lash is more or less unchanged, although the RNG changes could affect that greatly. So I think Lash and Dreadnought became a little bit less reliable, whereas maybe Balak Uthazar, maybe like turn 6 you drop Ore, and then on 6 mana you drop Ore, and on 7 mana you drop Balak Uthazar. Because you can always just like Ore, and then the next turn you can use like Flesh Change on them, and then I guess like start trying to kill them out with Witchfire. Like that's a possibility. I think if they want to still combo, they can, but it's going to be a lot harder. And I think Witchfire is going to be the best for doing this. Because I really just don't see anything else that they can do. Because you figure if you have 2 Oncto in your hand as well, and maybe like 2 Flesh Change, then you can just Flesh Change away Ore, and then spend all your Psychic energy with Witchfire on Uthazar, and then when you run out, you just use Flesh Change on Uthazar, Witchfire again, and double Oncto. And in theory, I think that can work. I'm gonna feel horrible if everyone's like, I'm gonna do this now. Penthu Dast hasn't really been changed, which is fine. I think he's fine. He's pretty great. But overall, I think we're either going to see them moving towards like more value-centric play with Ahriman, or we might actually continue on to see some innovation with Phosis, so he could make a comeback. It's not entirely impossible, but he's definitely toned down. That's for sure. Although things like I don't know, maybe like Quick Blood or something like that on Ekratrez could also help out. Like Phosis has some options. He just really needs to spice up what he plays with now, and I think Horned Raiment has now become mandatory for him. So we'll see how that pans out. Ahriman right now though seems to be the big winner. He's no longer poor man's Magnus now that the king is dead. Long live the new king. So I think that they can still do their combo centric, but I also think that they can they can now like have this natural transition to this like value based thing. And I know that some aggro options do exist, especially with things like precognition, allowing you to really keep your board protected and set up for some crazy things. So I guess we'll see what happens. On another note, some other changes have been made. So the UI got a little bit improved, and it looks really nice, by the way. I mean, seriously. Here, let me just show you. Look at this. Look at this. These symbols are nice. All this is nice. This is almost ready, and event is, ends in a couple hours. So then we'll get our Prospero crates with our neutrals, which is always so nice. Another big thing is we now have keyboard support. So if I can just, actually I can just show you like this. Ooh, yeah. And then you can like press up and down to change this, and it's like enter to start battle, and you can now go through your Warlord collection with the arrows, including Dex, but yeah, look at that. Isn't that nice? The last thing to touch on is that now Alpha Legion got a little bit of a like a quality of life buff, and it allows them to lean into new options. So Secret Orders now work on Custodes as well as Astartes and Infantry. So this means, because I'm theorizing that maybe with the huge hit that Thousand Sons got, we can see more Custodes pop up and really start to shine. So I think having the option for Secret Orders for Alpha Legion to lean on gives them additional playstyle that they can look into if Custodes do become a problem. because, you know, custodians really don't care about the harrowing. They're just gonna be like, okay, I'll just dump my hand and never draw cards again. So it's really nice to see Alpha Legion getting a nice little additional option to their playstyle. I really like that, and I also just like Secret Orders. I think they're fun. I'm curious to see how Space Wolves are gonna react to this, because you know, they came out with a little bit of a bang at first, and then they kind of fizzled out. So I'm curious to know if the power level of Space Wolves and Legio Custodes as a whole was hindered, or was hindered at all by the, you know, by the advent of Thousand Sons. So I guess we're gonna see. It's gonna be a really crazy meta going forward, but I don't think this is the end for Thousand Sons, but I think things did get a lot harder for them. So I'm gonna be watching very closely, and I'll let you guys know what happens from there on out. In any case, you guys, I hope you liked this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the Thousand Sons nerfs. Did they go too far? Did they not go far enough? Personally, I think the nerfs were overall good. I don't think it was like a gigantic death blow. I think it definitely was a death blow to how oppressive they were, but to the Legion as a whole, I don't think it kills them. Time will tell, but I'll be tinkering with them in the next coming days, and I'll let you guys know, you know, where I'm at in progress there. But I think more or less Phosis is fine, Ahriman is king, and Magnus, yeah, he's gonna have a difficult time coming into his own, but maybe like some sort of like Magnus burn can happen. I'm curious to see how that'll work. In any case, everybody, so there's that. Once again, let me know. Also, in the link down below, the Discord link I have, that's for my personal Discord. It is not associated with the Horus Heresy Legion's Discord whatsoever. It's just my little Discord server that I have. So if you guys want to join it, the link is down below. You can click that link. Also, if you do like this video, consider subscribing if you haven't already. It always helps out the channel, and I greatly appreciate it always. In any case, you guys have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy the new meta, because it's going to be really weird for a little bit. And I'll see you guys in the next one.